There's a big difference between talking and reporting, especially right now with a fire hose worth of news coming your way. You know what helps? Having reporters in the field. I'm Brad Milkey from ABC News, and that's what we've got on ABC's daily podcast, Start Here. Every morning, Start Here takes you across the country and around the world for a quick, smart look at the stories that matter. It's fast, it's straightforward, and sometimes, gasp, news can even be fun. So let's meet up tomorrow morning. Listen to Start Here wherever you get your podcasts.
Today on CityCast Philly. So just last week, the CityCast Philly team and I highlighted some of the coolest activities, restaurants to try, free events, and Valentine's Day date ideas you can do this month in Philly. But today, we're devoting a whole episode to Black History Month events in Philly because there's just so much to celebrate. CityCast Philly arts and culture contributor Charles Tyson Jr. is going to break it all down, from comedy shows to beer drinking parties to dance performances. It's Thursday, February 8th. I'm Trenae Nuri, and here's what Philly's talking about. CityCast Philly arts and culture contributor Charles Tyson Jr. So glad to see you.
Hey, Trenae. How are ya?
I'm good. Okay, let's get right into the recommendations. First, you have the Black Beer Drinkers Party. Tell me about this.
First of all, I just want to say off top, I am so excited by all of the things that Philly has to offer for Black History Month. And starting with this Black Beer Drinkers Party at Attic Brewing Company in Germantown, I am so glad, first of all, that Black brewing and the Black contingent of beer makers and beer drinkers is becoming highlighted. So February 16th, they are going to have so many events. There's going to be food. There's going to be beer sampling, including a special brew, which is called Black is Beautiful, Volume 2.
Oh,
Yeah.
I like that.
I know, right? And the cool thing is, beside it being a delicious, bright, and tropical hazy IPA, $1 from every beer pint sold goes towards the National Black Brewers Association.
Charles, this is amazing because I feel like beer is so celebrated in the city. Like, we've got a lot of different breweries in town, and it's just nice to see. A few years back, they had a beer festival ran by women brewers. And I love that now Black brewers are celebrated. So this is great because people drink a lot of beer in Philly.
I know that's right. And Attic Brewing Company is also going to be having a rotating slot of music performances highlighting Black artists. Live music, you can't beat it. So Koof Eby and Friends is going to be on the 10th. Brandon Evan Molden is going to be on the 17th. And the 24th rounds out the month with a hip hop showcase hosted by the Next Movement podcast. It's going to be DJs and MCs, and I am excited just talking about it.
I love it. This feels like such a strong lineup. Charles, I love museums. Any of the city's museums hosting events to celebrate the contributions of Black Americans?
Indeed, including our own Philadelphia Museum of Art. They're doing Black History Month celebration, which has a whole bunch of different components. The whole thing is pay what you wish.
Oh, that's good on the budget.
I know that's right. There's going to be guided tours of works by Black artists, an architectural tour that's focusing on the museum's architect, renowned architect Julian Abele, and a pop-up exhibit that's showcasing illustrations and paintings by West Philly artist Nazir Sabri, and a Black and Brown artisan jewelry pop-up by the Sable Collective.
I love this event because the Art Museum has really been curating and celebrating a lot of local Black artists. To have these ongoing performances and celebrations, I think it's just great.
I agree. There's a lot of local talent that is worthy of being in that space, and they're being recognized, and it's so wonderful, and I love to see it, and I love celebrating those people. Another museum event is at the National Liberty Museum, and it is called Amplified, Art, Music, Power. And it's a celebration of the 50th anniversary of hip hop.
I love the lineup here because they have a hip hop dance workshop at 11. You can get creative. They have the rap, paper, scissors. Oh, that's so creative.
I love that.
A zine making experience at 12. And then from 2 to 3, they have a history of hip hop sampling, which I think is just so dope. That's amazing.
And the dance workshop is led by my friend Rhonda Moore. So go check that out and tell her Charles said hey.
Now, Charles, do you have any recommendations for things we can do with the kids?
So the Smith Memorial Playground is hosting Leaders and Legends of Philadelphia. And basically, it's an exhibit that's going to take place through the entire month, honoring iconic Black Philadelphia legends and leaders, including DJ Jazzy Jeff, community champions Caleb Jones and Andre Wright, NBA Hall of Famer Wilt Chamberlain, and our mayor, the Honorable Sherelle Parker. That's a lot of history right there.
Oh, Smith Playground with the historic wooden slide. This is going to be so fun for the kids. More events celebrating Black History Month here in the city after the break. This is CityCast Philly.
I've got kids, and that means it's always about them. But I need support too. That's where Ollie comes in with their delightful, hardworking gummies. My partner and I can actually get a good night's sleep, so we'll both stand a chance of managing our stress responses. Even when the kids are doing parkour in the living room, discover Ollie vitamins and supplements. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Shipping can make or break a sale, so optimize how you ship your orders with ShipStation. They make it easy to automate and manage orders no matter how big your business grows. And they might even be able to help reduce shipping and warehouse costs. So optimize and keep up your momentum for growth with ShipStation. Sign up for your free 60-day trial now at ShipStation.com and use the code POD. That's ShipStation.com with the code POD.
Charles, Philly is obviously the birthplace of America. It's 2024 right now, so we're just 2 years away from the mega 250th birthday celebration of America. So there are places in the city hosting events that honor the Black history from the past.
It's true, including historic Fair Hill, which is over 300 years old. It's a Quaker burial ground, and they are hosting a Black History Month mural tour. The historic Fair Hill is already the final resting place of abolitionists like Robert Purvis and Lucretia Mott, and it's one of Philly's oldest Black history cultural sites. And so, led by history educator Carolyn Singleton, this special tour of the murals surrounding the grounds is going to explore the lives of Underground Railroad leaders and the Philadelphia Anti-Slavery Society.
Oh, interesting. I didn't even know that existed.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah. Charles, any other exhibits you're looking forward to?
Yes. So at the Arthur Ross Gallery at University of Pennsylvania, Barbara Earl Thomas is going to be unveiling a wonderful art exhibit, multimedia, called The Illuminated Body. And The Illuminated Body, it tackles systemic racism, gun violence, history, literature, climate change. She's touching all the bases. And when I say multimedia, I mean, it's use of painting and printmaking and sculpture and landscape. And there's going to be performance elements. It's immersive.
It sounds dynamic, yeah.
It really is. You got to experience it.
So what the artist is trying to say is that all of those societal issues are impacting Black bodies?
Impacting Black bodies and also dampening Black joy, which needs to be celebrated. And so the imagery is very evocative and it surrounds you in the space. So it's unavoidable. When you're there, it's unavoidable. You got to check it out.
And there's going to be music elements as well?
Yes. So her artwork was actually used as the cover art for the album of Grammy-nominated Seth Parker Woods. And Seth is going to be performing as a part of this exhibition.
This sounds like a good exhibition. Charles, you just mentioned Black joy, and there's nothing like having a good time and laughing. I recently went to see Desi Banks. He's a comedian. He had a show at the Fillmore. So are there any events we can go and have a good time and laugh?
I'm actually excited about this one. So at World Cafe Live, Gordon Baker Bone is going to be hosting Drunk Black History.
What?
So, we're all familiar with the television show Drunk History, where, inebriated storytellers reenact historical stories. It's going to be that, except live on stage and focusing on Black history. And I need to see how this works.
Yeah.
Because it's on stage, so you get one take.
Right. And what if you mess up, or the crowd's going to heckle you for sure?
Well, hopefully the crowd is only going to be a couple of steps behind the people on stage. So
So tickets are required for this event, and food and drink is pay as you go.
Yes, and it is highly recommended that you make a table reservation in addition to your ticket so you can guarantee seating.
Got it. Now, Charles, we may have some new listeners tuning in, so we have to remind folks that you are a former dancer, choreographer, and founder of a dance company. Charles, which dance performances are you most excited for that celebrate Black history?
The gold standard of American modern dance is coming to the Academy of Music February 23rd through the 25th. I am talking about the Alvin Ailey American Dance Theater.
Yes.
When I say the pinnacle, the top, the gold standard, I am talking about Alvin Ailey. The company is 65 years old.
Wow.
That's a lot of fierceness.
Decades.
Decades worth. And they are a pinnacle of Black history. The fact that they exist is Black history. And they are going to be doing some new repertory by Ronald K. Brown and Alonzo King, which, if you know anything about dance, modern dance, Black modern dance, that's hot. And of course, they're going to round out the program with the iconic work Revelations, which has been performed as the finale of every Alvin Ailey Dance Theater production since it was debuted 64 years ago. In fact, if they don't do Revelations, I swear there'll be an uprising in the streets.
That's a nice tradition to keep going.
It's true. And that's what I love. It's you're going to see that piece. And it's so moving. It's a telling of, the emotional stirrings of the Black experience, Black trauma, Black suffering, Black joy, Black worship. And it takes you on a journey. I've seen this piece dozens of hundreds of times, and you feel it every time. If you sit through this work and feel nothing, you have no soul.
Okay. All right. That's CityCast Philly arts and culture contributor Charles Tyson Jr. Charles, thank you so much for all these recommendations, and happy Black History Month.
Happy Black History Month, and it is always a pleasure to be here.
To see the full list of events Charles mentioned in this episode, you can check out the dates and times by clicking the links in our show notes. That's all for today here on CityCast Philly. If you enjoyed this episode about Black History Month events to see in Philly, tell a friend and make some plans. Rate the show, leave us a review, and hit that subscribe button. Be sure to sign up for our morning newsletter, Hey Philly, to learn more about what else Philly's talking about. We'll be back tomorrow morning with the Friday News Roundup. Bye.
We did it. Eventually.